Hello and welcome to the show. You know, every community needs a visionary leader who will push them forward. Judge Marvin Arrington Jr. was certainly one of those men, particularly here in the city of Atlanta. His heart was connected to community, and he dedicated his life to pushing the bar forward and fighting for change. Marvin Arrington Sr. passed away in 2023, but his son, Marvin Arrington Jr., is here to share his legacy and share what it means to overcome your circumstances and change the course. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Portia. Glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you here. I was a big fan of your father. I mean, a stalwart. And he did so much for this city. And I know the reason why you push so hard is because people don't always know his name and everything that he did. So it's an honor to get to share his story here.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Yes, he was one of the forefathers of Atlanta and was behind the scenes doing the hard work that had to be done to help Atlanta get to where it is today.
Yeah, but I want to be clear, he started as a young man in Atlanta just trying to make his way, right? It's the story of a lot of men, and if we're honest, a lot of black men across the country who are just trying to find their way.
Yes, he was born Grady Hospital, grew up in the Grady Homes projects, and you know, poor family, but a loving family that cared about him and taught him that education was the way out, education and sports. And so he went to Turner High School and came out in 1959 with Hamilton Holmes and Charlene Hunter Galt. Went on to Clark College and played football and got football scholarship, and then went on to be the first black to graduate from Emory Law School.
And that's a big deal, because I think we need to put in context, all of these things were happening in the 60s.
Yes.
Right, where there were lots of changes that not everybody was happy about, right? You created this incredible documentary called Bowlegs to showcase your father's story. I want to take a look at a clip, all right? Let's start there.
He built one of the largest African-American firms here in the United States, and nobody gave him anything. He built it from scratch.
At that time, there were no black law school students at Emory University.
Just think about the courage that it took to walk into a place where there had never been one like you, and knowing the resentment and the hatred that they must have felt.
Atlanta was still a segregated city, even though the Civil Rights Act had passed, the Voting Rights Act had passed.
Which was probably the worst period in Atlanta's history, sort of like the Berlin Wall, right across Peyton Road, to abort any ownership by black folks coming.
No easy task to accomplish all of the things that are mentioned just in that one clip here. This is a 2-hour documentary. So much of your father's life was met with some resistance, right? Being one of the first black men to graduate from Emory, to policy changes that he tried to push for, but he just kept pushing and fighting. What's the lesson to be learned there?
Well, I think, he's a graduate of Clark. Find a way or make a way, right? And if you can't find a way, you have to make a way, and he just continued to fight, never give up, was one of the lessons that he taught me. And you know, that you always have to do your best. And if you always do your best, then you'll be okay.
But resistance, as we look at these beautiful pictures from sort of just the history of your family, resistance is something that we're always going to have to deal with. Your father was this, you know, incredible leader, an incredible voice, right? He had a presence, he had an eyebrow that commanded respect, but that is respect that has to be earned. Your message to folks about what it takes to earn respect and make people want to work with you to change.
Well, I think you have to be consistent, right? You have to get up every day, go to work, and do your job. And people respect the fact that you are doing the hard work behind the scenes. And whether they give you the accolades or not, they know who's been doing the work. And the person typically who's doing the work is the one that gets the respect. He was president of City Council under Maynard Jackson, served for president of City Council for 16 years, went on to serve as a judge for 12 years, and just never gave up the battle for decency and human rights.
Right, and people who, you know the 80s version of Atlanta, remember, right? Your father leading, some say with a heavy hand, but it was still with a gentle heart. Is that the best way to put it?
Absolutely, because he cared about the city. He cared about the people in the city and wanted to make sure that those people were being taken care of by the city and that the city was growing. And, you know, I think it's a great testament to where we are today, right? The work that he put in, the work that Maynard Jackson and others put in is a testament to where the growth that we see, the growth and the beauty that we see in Atlanta today.
Yeah. Okay. So I love that you call this bow legs, right? Because bow legs was an insult back in the day. Just bow leg itself, right? But you wanted to embrace your father's bow legs in the power of how he stood, right?
Yes.
Explain.
Well, we were trying to come up with a great title, something that would be unique. And it was actually a term of endearment, right? As I was growing up, all of his friends called him Bo or Bow Legs, and
right.
Bo was short for bow legs.
Right.
Even to the point that I was Lil Bo. So
And you're not even bow-legged.
I'm not even bow-legged.
Yeah.
So it rubbed off on me. But yes, it is a term of endearment and a way for us to make sure. Governor Barnes even said that he never knew why they called him bow legs, and he asked him, and he said, "Oh, that's because of my bow legs."
Right.
So,
Yeah. Because the bow legs were. I mean, and I love that. You know, he was an athlete with those bow legs. I mean, it almost felt like a defiance of I'm not letting anything stand in my way.
That's right. He would not give up no matter what, and he definitely fought the good fight.
Yes, indeed. Yes, he did. It's so good to be able to talk about Marvin Arrington because it's not a name that comes up in the history books as much as it should, and the lessons that he taught. Don't just stick around because after the break, we're going to talk to Trillville's Don P and rapper Playa Poncho about how they found their way and added their flair to a new song featuring more than 40 artists titled Old Atlanta that also pays tribute to our dear brother, Marvin Arrington Sr. It all comes together right after the break.